I'm here at Ag Heritage Days in Luxemburg, Wisconsin, and they are featuring Oliver, Minneapolis Moline and White. So we have a bunch of Olivers to look at. I will start. I'll start on the 880 here. So here we have a 880 1959. Looks pretty nice. Hydraulics. Okay, here is an HG, painted pretty nice. You see it's got electric start. It's got rubber pads, so you can go on the blacktop with it. This is a small little model. Cleveland, Ohio, built to endure. Also has a crank start. Okay, we'll move over here. Got a white American 80. That'll be a Cummins in there. You can see Cummins right there. And as you can tell, it's an Oliver at heart.
I thought it was a gas.
Next we have a Super 88 diesel high crop. You can see next to this orchard how tall it is. And that is for...
Looks nice, that thing.
Yes. That's for doing stuff like with corn or tall crops. They made them up higher. Got a 3-point on this one. It's got that 3-point, kind of like a 1600, 1650, 1550. Pretty big rams on there too. An extra brace for the extra height. Here we have a 66 Orchard. Exhaust comes out here. And it's for, as the name implies, orchards. You duck down behind here for branches and stuff. Branches don't get caught on you or in the tractor. The lights are down here on these, so they don't get ripped off by branches. Here's an OC3, and we have a blade. This hydraulic tilt. Got a winch in the back. Trying to see what lifts this. What lifts this up? Oh, it's got a ram here for lifting. Rams for tilting. So there's a winch in the back, and it is powered by the PTO. It's pretty cool. Here's your hydraulic valve. Looks like a hydraulic pump is ran off of the alternator. Interesting setup. Got a roll cage on it. Here's an Oliver 440. The smallest Oliver tractor. Size wise, yes. Horsepower wise, The 60 would have less. This would have a little bit more than the 60. Somewhere around the 66. I think it's around 25 horse, something like that. Continental in there. Everybody's running the battery shutoffs. Seems like. This one has an interesting seat. No 3-point on this one. This one is a strip model. That's interesting. Normally you'd have 3-point on here. And normally you'd have the center rock shaft. Pretty cool. And here we have a 77 diesel row crop single front. As you know, the diesel panels had this on for one side for the injection pump, and on the other side to make it look the same, balanced. This one's got hydraulics. Here we have a Oliver two-way plow. I don't know the number of it. It's all mechanical. You pull this lever and it would drop whatever side you're working on. So you can go down, make a furrow, say this way, go to your side, turn right around and come back the other way using the other side. Can't believe I don't have a two-way plow. I like my plows. I never really found one. Or this is number 21 two-way. That must be what it is. This is an Oliver 990. Be the GM in there. That's a monster. It's the follow-up to the Super 99. Got a blower here. The Detroits are pretty unique because they were very universal. You could put them in different things, put a blower on a different side, stuff like that. And they kind of adapted them to how they needed them. Look at the drawbar on that. It's huge. It's like a big butt drawbar. Dash is different on these than the Super. There's more like open area, seems like. Here's a second 440. You know, often to see two of them at one show. There's only around 700 of them built. I don't know the exact number, but it's around there. Here's the rock shaft that I was talking about, where you could lift implements. This one has a 3-point, 2-lever 3-point, and you can see the style it is. You got the 3-point there, and then your seat had the different rubbers here with this bar. Very unique model that Oliver built to compete with the Farmall Cub A, B, and C. Here's an interesting one, Oliver 1550 setback. So it would not be a Wheatland, it would be a regular one with a setback front end. Shorten turning radius. You can see here the steps are different. Usually they don't have this thing here. It's shorter. That's a very nice original 3-point. Nice original paint on that. Steps on both sides. That's pretty cool. Diesel. Here is a Cockshut 770 gas model. Oliver built this for Cockshut. I believe this was after White acquired them, I believe. They went back to offering them. You see this is like a Wheatland model. It's got the shields. Nice paint on here. Here's a Oliver 66 standard. Nice little one. These are small, really small tractors. Disc brakes, you can see the when it has this wide pod there, it's disc brakes. The seat is a newer style, so it would match that. I don't have my serial number cards, but I'm guessing it would be a 50, mid 52 to 54. Here's an 880. This is a nice original one, actually. What do we have? Just looking at the paint. Got weights on it. Gas model. Got a 3-point on this one. Here's that that style like the 1600, the 100 series has. Small ones. Now here is an 1850 special. Now the average person will be like, why is it a special? Oliver made these as a cheaper model, a cheaper alternative to try and cheapen it up a little bit. It doesn't have clover white, it's got this tinted green. It's got a little bit different paint scheme with that different white. And it was a cheapened up version, so no hydropower. See, it's got a shield there instead. You run just a clutch. They might have been all diesel, I don't know. I don't know all the specifics. I think they were mostly pressed steel, I think. You can also see that the hydraulics were not the hydroelectric style. It was a cheaper version. I can show you that on this one over here. The 1550. Here's the regular version where you have electrical going into it with a button. See how that's made. I'll go back to that. Doesn't have the wires going to it or anything. So cheapened version. And they are not easy to find like this because there are not many of them made. The 1850 Perkins. So that's a pretty hard to find one because it's special. It is special. 1966. This might be a change here too on the special. One headlight. A song. Might be a change here too, going to one headlight. I think it had two on a regular one. Here is a Super 66 diesel, 1958. That's a hard to find one. Factory white front. The factory ones had the this cast part that's curved like this down, and only the 66s had that. 77s, 88s had a different style. These are nice tractors. This one's got a tachometer on it,
I finally got my names on it.
so keep track of your hours and your speed. Here's a Oliver 550. That'll be a newer one. It's got the shield and the P2 lever there. It used to be back here. You can engage it here. Moved it up to here on the later ones. Power steering. It's got the fill right there for it. I think the older versions had the pump on the back of the generator, I think. And they moved it to run a separate belt. You can see the separate belt right there. Gas model. Swinging drawbar. I think that was an option on these. Usually I think they all had 3-point. I don't want to see it all, but I believe they did. But this was definitely optional. Have that. Which it would interfere with your 3-point stuff, but you could always take this part out on some of the stuff. Whatever you're doing with it, adapt it to it. Here's a 1650 diesel. Here's that part I was talking about. It holds the top link. Nice original. A lot of times I like looking at the originals one. Sometimes more than the painted ones. Sometimes you can tell so many things about if it was kept inside a lot or. Here is what says it is a 1950, but it's hard to tell because it's got like custom sheet metal. It's got a Detroit in it. 4-wheel drive cab, but it has like a 1900 hub, non-adjustable. Yeah, cab is definitely unique too. Got Fender fuel tanks. Looks like a lot of that's custom. I don't know if it's a actual cab made by a manufacturer or not. But either way, it's an Oliver. There's a 1950 T 4-wheel drive. T is turbo, Waukesha. We got extensions on the wheels. 1969 it says. Looks good though. So here you can see the 1950 axles. Adjustable axles. By the one next to it, it's got to be a different one. 1900. Here's a JD 730 diesel with a P combine. Hamachek first self-propelled green pea harvester, built in 64 to 65. for Cedar Green Foods, Quincy, Washington State. Pickup header on it. Okay, here we have a mini mow GVI 4-wheel drive. And a G1000. A U. Here's a Jetstar 3 Super. And a 1932 Twin City model 2132. It's an oldie. The reason why it's in the Minneapolis Moline row too. Right there, Minneapolis Steel and Machine Company, probably before they became Mini Mo, I believe. Mini Mo U302. A 445. A 335. And a BF. There's another U. And a Jetstar. And a Z. Alright, here we have a John Deere A with a loader. Lifted off of a ram and cables. Look at that. It's almost like a forklift. Forklifts use chains. Hi. John Deere 70.
How you doing? Good to see you.
Here's a mini, or here's a Massey Ferguson 255 gas. This one just looks not very common. I don't know.
Oh, we're in there this morning. We come here.
Here's an International 5288 turbo.
Yeah.
1987 model. It's a Farmall Super C. And Super W4. There's a Farmall H painted a purple. International 1206 turbo.
Okay.
1256 turbo. 856 International. Farmall M. A Massey Ferguson 35. This would be very similar to a Ferguson, if not the same. I mean, like the TO 20 and 30 and stuff. Farmall 1456 turbo. Or he has some Cubs. And lawnmowers. We have a 1912, a 105, a 149, and a International 1066. Some old John Deere's, 110, 208, 210, 212, and a Massey Ferguson 7. Puller. Missed the Sycamore and the Massey. 3 points. So Winme 504. Here's a home-built small tractor. A McCormick W6 TA standard. TA torque amplifier. It's got a new pump on it. And a Super MTA. John Deere 60. A case. Something. Very similar to this one. There's a VAC. Farmall Super C. And John Deere 4020. Here's a Cub Cadet 782 more, and some John Deere's, a newer one, and then a 314. I think it's powered by a 12-volt battery. There's a Ford 8N, 1951. A John Deere A. WD-45. It's got a plow on it. The Allis plow. Now these use a different type. It wasn't a 3-point, it was... Well, it kind of was. Upside down one. They hook up there and then there and there. We used to have one of these. One was throttle, I think on the right, and then the left one was for lifting. It's actually fairly handy having it there, but I didn't like these that much. I don't know, it just seems like it's cheap for the choke and the... What was the other one for? Oh, the starter. This is starter wire that pulled. Started it. I don't know, I just feel it was a cheap design, but it's a good tractor though. Four-cylinder. It's Allis B. Farmall Cub. John Deere AO. John Deere H. That's a little one. Allis B. Another one of their smaller models. I think that is their smallest one. A. John Deere A. Another John Deere H. Here's this Oliver 88 standard old style. I need an Oliver roll. The old ones had the old style styling before the newer ones. The Fleetline grills, horizontal grill, however you want to say it. Farmall Super A with a mounted sycamore, and then Farmall another A. This one's pulling a manure spreader. It's like a ground-driven manure spreader. There's a Farmall. The W6. Grunted a little bit. You need your clothes washed. There's this little electric buggy. I talked to the guy. Runs off of a car battery. So they can get a mile out of it.